Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Adam Kidd and Noel Fielding with my Golden State Realty, the catered home sales team. Hey, we're super excited to be back at it again, another RealtyLife Podcast episode, and we're really super stoked to have Angel Santiago with us today, talking to us all about what's going on with lending and the market. Let's kick it off. All right. Let's get everybody equalized there. So everybody, hey, we want to introduce, we've had Angel on our shows before, but Angel's one of our really awesome friends, and also happens to be one of our premier preferred lenders here in the Valley. And there's a lot of reasons that we love working with Angel and other top-notch professionals just like him.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm glad to be here. Looking forward.
Yeah, man. So lots have been going on in the market here. Obviously, we were coming out of the post-pandemic crazy awesome super sellers market, and now we're transitioning into more of a normalized market, and so there's a lot of shift going on. Can you tell us about from your perspective what the heck's happening?
Unfortunately, it's not normal to a lot of people who loved what was happening, especially sellers. So this is actually a more normalized market.
So what has happened here is we have the Federal Reserve, which is considered the central bank for the United States, and they are basically noticed that there's a trend of inflation. The economy always has to expect a certain amount of inflation, but the amount that is happening is just beyond. So what they're doing is they're creating a system that they're raising the rates so that they can slow the economy and bring that inflation within a justifiable means. But it shouldn't scare you. Don't be afraid, because if we look at the history, actually, if you don't mind, I'll give you a little facts from Freddie Mac real quick. Prior to 2000, the interest rate was 8%. And prior to 2000, it had never been lower than 7.31, which was in 1993. And the highest was in 1981 at 16.63. These are people with 800 credit scores. So I think we're really getting used to the concept of low interest rates, because it's only happened the last 20 years. But mind you, this was the norm of dealing with it. But we're going to even talk about what we can do today and a little expectation of the future.
Fantastic. That's pretty awesome news. So what you're saying is, historically speaking, those that were born in the 20th century,
that's one way to put it.
We've experienced a lot more of the fluctuations over time, right? Now, not to geek out on it too much, but is there any correlation to the average home price compared to those real estate rates and how they balance out?
There definitely is a connection. We would hope that there isn't, but what's happened is, if a family, it's the concept of the demand. Now, if you don't have many people qualifying for it and creating that demand, it now brings back the home prices down, so that now that there's people that can purchase it. So there's definitely a connection, even though we don't want it to be. Sometimes we feel the value of our homes is more, but unfortunately, sometimes the person who can pay for it don't have the means.
That's a very good point. And what about the average income compared to interest rates and the home? Because really, those are three main factors, right? How much a home can be bought for, how much a family earns, and how much they have to pay in interest in order to afford that home, right?
So when you consider the facts of someone's income, the income of a family hasn't really raised compared to the values of homes. The value of home has allowed people to basically take the equity they currently have and move it to a new home and qualify for another house because they have so much of vested interest prior to. Now, if you don't have someone making more money, which the average median home is making between $60,000 and $80,000, and the house and the interest rate is going higher, is bringing the house ability down because they can only qualify for so much. Their income isn't getting raised here. So
does that correlate to entry level housing kind of staying more stagnant than the higher level housing?
It can be. There is a paralyzing effect, but there are products out there to help people still today to allow them to get into homes. And if they do their education, watch this podcast, communicate with professionals, and they'll actually find that they are able to purchase a home.
I was reading an article the other day about the average cost of a rental property in our community specifically, and unfortunately, the lack of supply for available houses to purchase, coupled with the raising of the prices of homes, has forced people into either continuing to rent or to paying way more in rent than we think, or the average person thinks is like reasonable. Would you agree with that? What do you think is going on out there?
2020 is what do they say? Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
There's so many people that always say, I wish I would have purchased. I wish I would have purchased. Now is the time to purchase. Let me restate that. Now is the time to to purchase homes. Why? Because the sellers are going to bring down, they're going to work with the buyers, and they're still products. So I'm going to give an example of one. You no longer need to utilize just the Calhafa. You can also there's a varied of down payment assistance like the Chenoa. Use a down payment assistance just to cover the entry level 3.5% that the bank requires. Have the seller cover the other piece. You can get into a home for $2,000, just the amount for the earnest money and the appraisal, and you're in a home. The home is the most important place. This is what your children, your treasures, and just for a few $100s more, it changes the area and security of where you are. So it really helps to come get educated and find out what we can do. And there's things we can do for you.
Yeah, Adam and I were having a conversation with one of our clients the other day, and Adam used a great terminology. When you're a renter, you're paying 100% interest, and it's true. You've got no money going into the long-term value, and you're not buying into and buying down anything, so that value just isn't there. So if you are a renter, this is a great opportunity. That's a beautiful plan. You get that program to put in your 3.5 and get some seller concessions, and bingo bango, you're into a deal. I've got a few clients that really would benefit much from doing that. So awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our goals today's episode, Angel, is to not only educate the just the general populace, especially those who are possibly considering being a buyer of real estate. Either they've been kind of looking on the side, or maybe they were looking and then now they're scared, or they're entering in that time of life where, hey, it's time to buy a house, but how do we go about doing that? So we want to educate them. We also really want to encourage people to not be afraid. And it's one of the biggest reasons we wanted you on the show today, is because we know that what did I say on here? Outside of the box solutions, right? We want to make sure the buyers know they have more options and a lot more flexibility. I also mentioned this 2-1 buy down, seller credits, and more. Can you expand on some of those products that are available?
So the products go along with the concept of the future. The Fannie Mae states that in 2023, the interest rate is going to be at 4.5%, but that's like the weatherman. Is it going to rain today in Fresno? We don't know. But what we can trust is history.
We actually know. We actually know it's not going to rain.
It's not exactly.
Come on, let me.
So we can always look at the study of history because of life has the same cycle patterns. 2008, when the recession happened, then the interest rate was 6%. It went down by 1% the year after to 5%, and the year after another 4%, all the way down to 2012. It went to 3.66. So there is affirmation to go along with the rates coming down. For that reason, there is a product called a 2-1 buy down. This is for primary or second homes. And what it allows you to do is it allows a seller to help you cover for the price difference, basically perhaps the payment shock of the first year. So if interest rate is say 5%, your first year is 3%. The second year would be 4%. It allows you for a whole year to get acclimated. I'm a homeowner. Everything's new. Everything is exciting. But now the third year comes, and now everything is normal. But by the third year, if the history and data it continues on and it hasn't failed us, then we could refinance. As soon as the rates come back to the awesome 2s and 3s, and then what does that mean for you then? That means that 5% is probably going to be even better than it is right now. Let me give you a number. If you purchase something for $350 with the 5%, your payment's going to be not just coming out of pocket FHA. You'll probably be about $2,900. If it was at 3%, your payment would be like $2,100. That means that's a $700 difference. And if you were to utilize the 2-1 buy down, that means it would be a difference of about $600 to $700. When you refinance, you make that buy down permanent for the rest of the life. Could you imagine the savings?
Yeah.
And now you have a house that many other people were combating with you. During the seller market, I'm sure Adam, Noel, you can confirm how many people were pouncing on the turnkey houses.
Oh yeah.
Today, it's a lot different. They're trying to make it as appeasing as possible, and there's still buyers, but not as many. And so this is kind of your ability to buy a house that you don't have to fight the next family. And you want the best for them, but you have to take care of your own. Another product you can utilize, the PMI buyout. You could have the seller buy out your private mortgage insurance. Intel's basically saving you $150 to $300 a month. Can you imagine? It's like if you had a higher interest rate, your real rate, it would be a lot less just because you have no mortgage insurance. This is an option to you. The third item here is
real quick, one question about the private mortgage insurance. It's called private mortgage insurance because it's not on any federal government funded loans, right? So no FHA or VA loans will be available for a mortgage insurance buyout. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. So that is with the conventional option only. That's, the FHA is a really good loan, but it does not have that option.
Yep. So if you want to take advantage of that mortgage insurance option, make sure you're qualified for or pre-qualified for a conventional loan. Either, do you often qualify people both with FHA and conventional simultaneously? That way they can choose the best option?
I absolutely do. And let me tell you why. Conventional loans happen to be just a little bit higher interest rate right now. FHA is about a 1% difference. So if you have something, say at 6, FHA is going to be at the 5. And sometimes a client sees just that final number and they don't really care about anything else. And they say, you know what? I know I have a 740 credit score and I still want that FHA just because that I feel comfortable with that payment. So in the end, we'll give them all the options. And one of the first questions I always ask is, did you ever serve in the military? I always try to find out if they had that ability, and they say no. And sometimes I get a little offended. It's like, no, I'm probing to see what else I can provide for you.
Exactly.
And so after they understand that fact, and then I give them their options, conventional is great. The private mortgage insurance comes off automatically in 9 years. But if you want the payment right now, the instant gratification, well, you can go that FHA.
So, Angel, clarify the concepts of conventionals needing 20% down and when and why that doesn't work, because there's still a lot of people that assume that that's the case in order to qualify for a conventional.
It's funny because a lot of people, the fault of this mythology is actually with the credit unions. The credit unions actually had for a long time, we'll give you a loan if you come in with 20%. And only as of the last couple of years did they wise up. You do not need to put 20% down. If you have the means of 20% down, then that helps you in not having private mortgage insurance. Basically, a junk fee is like if you purchase a car, it would be called the gap insurance because there's a difference. Now, with what is required of you is only 5 or even as little as 3%. And if we have a down payment assistance, we'll have something cover that difference completely. So, I mean, there's options. There is options. Right now is the time, guys.
So I'm saying, tell me if I'm wrong here, but are we talking we can get someone with the down payment assistance, get 3.5%, right? And then can they still get a 2-1 buy down if the seller's contributing to that? Is that something that's possible?
If you want to fold, basically, that's kind of like a double discount when you go into the grocery store. Technically, it would be acceptable. I have to double check the facts on it, but yes, that is a double coupon we can put together.
Yes, I mean, and especially if you've got the seller paying that 2-1 buy down, it's not so you're putting the buyer in the best possible situation to afford this home and get in. Yeah.
So absolutely. The only caveat is because we deal with the state, the down payment assistance are dealing with the state, I have to make sure the pricing, a parameter on the pricing sheet allows for it. Okay. Because they have they're very DMV.
Sure. I lost my
right now, I have been calling a lot of my old investors. I just said, you know what? Get ready. Have your eyes open. Right now, we're about to go into a beautiful market that you can still purchase in California. You don't need to go to North Carolina, Ohio, all these other places that people talk about. There's going to be some really good investments coming in right now. And it's because people don't have patience. And that's what it's going to come. Sellers are going to want to move fast. But if you could be patient, it actually will be better for the seller as well. Why is it going to be better for the seller? Because the rates will come down. And this is just an initial push of negativity, but you got to push that aside and see the opportunity. And the opportunity is we're entering a whole different market.
Cool.
That's pretty awesome. All right. So just a clarification, when Noah was asking about the 3.5%, he wasn't talking about the interest rate. He was talking about the amount of money for a down payment, just for clarification. Yeah. The down payment assistance will give you 3.5% of your loan for the down payment for that loan, right?
So to give clarification, the bank gives a percentage, and then let's use a percentage of 95%, just to simplify. The bank is giving you 95, and all you got to do is a little 5%. They want just a little skin in the game from your side. Well, with the down payment assistance, they will allow for the down payment assistance to basically cover your skin in the game. Now, the down payment assistance is not free money. Let me state that. Some of them, there are some grants out there, but they're not free. But they're useful because right now, we don't want to go and ask our family members for money. You know, you kind of want to keep that as an ace in your pocket for a rainy day. So utilize the down payment assistance items out there, purchase the house, and everyone's going to wonder how you did it. But give us a call and we'll let you know how to do it.
Angel, there used to be some issues with down payment assistance programs that those things were funded largely in the beginning of the year, and a lot of times they would lose money. They'd run out of money at some point. Is that something that still occurs? Is it program specific? Tell me a little bit about that.
So what you're talking about is the Fresno County, Madera County. They would give what was called silent seconds. And what it was is if you bought a house for $200,000, they would give you, say, $35,000 to $50,000, and they would just be as a privatized silent second mortgage. Now, those mortgages you cannot count on. I will, and you're absolutely right. If it gets utilized, and a lot of times there is not certainty. The down payments that I encourage are the state funded ones that always have funds. They have never ran out. The counties, anyone could come and say, I'm gonna do a scholarship, right? And that's the concept of scholarships. I'm gonna give money out. That in this situation, we definitely can look into that, but just have it with a grain of salt that it may not have funds, but we're not counting on those products in any means.
Right.
Those are just pluses to the repertoire we already have for you.
Good deal. Good deal. So what else can sellers do? What things would a seller want to do to help get their property moved at this time? I mean, obviously marketing the 2-1 buy down and using that. What's great language for them to use?
So the language is that's a fine line, Noel, because we don't want the buyer to think that someone's desperate, right? We don't want anyone taking advantage. Sure. We want to keep those kind of people away, the low ballers out there. But the concept of we're willing to work with you, when it comes to the verbiage, I'm going to leave that into your guys' sound hands. I won't.
Oh, fine.
I won't step over my lines here when it comes to financing. But I will tell you, there is options out there if you let people know that you're willing to work with them prior to lowering prices down, because once they notice a price
reduction,
a price pattern. Then people kind of start wanting to take advantage of the situation, and they kind of hold their breath. Right. But prior to that, then if we let them know about the products and let them know we're willing to cover closing costs, that's some of the things that you're going to get some honest-hearted families to come in on.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool. So, so some of the rules though for seller credits isn't there are maximum numbers of there's a cap on how much a seller can contribute towards a buyer's thing. Is it 3%?
That is correct, but mind you, it's based off of the percentage that the person is putting down. So if someone is able to put, say, 10% more, then that actually goes up to 6%, right? So it basically they loosen themselves, and it actually could go all the way up to 9% if the person comes in with, say, about 25%. When there's family members, if you have a transaction that you want all of us to mitigate, you can actually also do a gift of equity. That's also another idea we can do. We have lots of family that ends up buying from each other. There's just some options out there. But if the customer is able to put more down, we could free up some money.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well, why don't we end really quick, Angel, with you just kind of giving a couple of seconds about telling us about yourself and/or Nexa Mortgage. Why should we choose Nexa Mortgage and Angel Santiago?
So, first off, on myself, I'm a veteran in this career for 18 years, 10 years with Wells Fargo. I think outside the box. I've been doing it for so long, and I was part of the #1 team here for like last 3 years. And so I'm definitely able to fight and advocate your file with underwriters. With regards to why Nexa, our interest rates are always 0.5% better than Alameda or any other retailer out there. What does that mean for you? That means that you get to qualify on average for another $150 just because my rate is better. My rate cannot be beat, and so you get customer service and the best rate, which a lot of people tell you, but I'm telling you, bring it over and let us compare apples to apples. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. Yeah, I think the proof will be in the pudding.
Awesome, Angel. Well, thanks so much, my friend. And we'll continue on with the show and let you get about your day. So,
thanks for your time, brother.
Thanks, man. See you later. All right.
Well,
hey, man, that was pretty exciting, right? It's always good to have somebody with Angel's experience to come on board and just kind of, show us how to make the cake,
Yeah, I don't want to get off track. And just real quick, part of the SRES and our corporate relocation thing, right? We're supposed to have people at our disposal, and I'm just so proud of the people that we've found over the years. Angel's one of the great ones. Certainly Steve. We've got great lenders and great people to help you when you're getting into your house or getting ready to sell your house. And boy, oh boy, it's good. It's a nice feature that we've accomplished over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we segue out of talking about interest rates and the mortgage industry and what's going on right with that, why don't let you just give our audience just a quick catch up on our company and what's going on with the KF Home Sales team.
Well, it's been a great year for us. We reincorporated. We are My Golden State Realty. We're still the KF Home Sales team because that's indicative of Adam and I working together as a team and all that we bring to the table by doing that. It's every year. It's a great example when one of us goes on vacation or we've got a very engrossing home improvement project that dominates some of our time. We're still able to service you completely. So that My Golden State Realty is a great concept that we came up with because as we grow and continue to be members of CRMLS, we're able to help people all over the state. So you might have a family member, you might be selling a home in Bakersfield or Madera or Santa Cruz or wherever. We're still going to be able to help you, and it's really nice to never have to say no or refer somebody out to someone that you don't really know and aren't sure if they're going to be able to do the same quality of work that we're used to.
Yep, 100%.
And that's why and then bringing this the podcast back. It's great. It's another supplemental way to our newsletter and way to keep you informed. Buyers and sellers out there in the market about things that are happening and things that might be affecting market conditions and whatnot. So
absolutely. All right. So listen, hey, we want to make sure we're also taking a few minutes aside and really promoting. We still have 2 listings that are available for sale. And of course, we have access to every house on the market that's for sale. But the 2 properties we have currently listed, one in Clovis and one in Madera Ranchos. And let's talk about the one in Madera real quick. This is 35561 Avenue 14 and a half in Madera Ranchos. It's right off of Avenue 36 and a half. Honestly, it's about 6 or 7 minutes from the new Riverstone awesome community. So you're still in a semi-rural location with your acre and a half of land and a big new house. But you have kind of the best of both worlds, And
I think that's part of the thing that fascinates me and makes me love this house so much is you've got that rural feeling, but you've got a new house. It was 2018, is that right?
Yes.
The 2018 build. So it's brand new. It's got all the amenities, all the things that you want to see stylistically, the granite countertops, open concept, dual master suites in there. And it's a really neat property that's not in one of these subdivisions just riddled with them, right?
Right, exactly.
You've got that 1.56 acres. You got yourself a nice big spread, plenty of room for the kids to play and all that stuff,
Yep, 100%. So I'm going to
and by the way,
yep.
And in conjunction with what we were talking about, this is a motivated seller, and some of these out of the box ideas would be something we could really talk to buyers about and see how we can enhance that purchase for them and give them the best opportunity to get in there.
Absolutely. So I'm just taking a quick second here to get into a quick video of Avenue 14 and a half. And let's just watch this really quick to give you some good glimpses of what we're talking about. It's a beautiful
place.
house.
Check this out.
Beautiful laminate floors.
You see that big open concept. We got two things.
Awesome.
That's
How
a
do I
great
get rid of
home.
that? How do I get rid of it? Ah. There it is. We have
Out of practice.
all kinds of new bells and whistles.
Yeah.
You know, from we're using a program called StreamYard. If you're wondering. All right, so we have this one here. It's listed. We've reduced the price, hopefully to keep up with the market changes. And listen, you couldn't be getting a nicer property for the price, especially in the location. It's got a great well. Everything is basically brand new. It's got 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths. It does have one of those bedrooms that has its own private. It's like two suites basically. One is separated with outside access. Great for an adult, extra adults living in your house, or an older teen, or somebody that if one of the family wanted to work out of their house, they have their own bathroom and office separated from the rest of the house. Makes it really super nice. So
Great big garage. Great big 3-car garage. Totally set up.
Yep.
And it's all finished. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Sure,
Anyway, so
garage.
take a look at that, and call us, set up an appointment. We'd love to go show it to you. The next one we have is 3318 Ryan Avenue in Clovis. This is in the Clovis East High School area off of Ashland and Locan. And it's currently listed at $524,899. It is 4 beds, 2.5 bathrooms, a little over 2,100 square foot. Also has a 3-car garage. Now, what's cool about this house, and there's so many things. You walk into this house, you just feel super warm, cozy. You feel at home when you walk into this place. It's got beautiful hardwood floors, real hardwood floors. The 4th bedroom is actually more of a flex room. It has double doors leading into the hallway, and it can be used for a second office or a game room or an extra dining room. Lots of options there, but it does have a closet unit. It has a dedicated office that's separate from everything else. Nice, big, great room, and a huge curved island in the kitchen that is just really, really beautiful.
Yeah, this is one of those homes you step right into it and you start to imagine your family running around and where the Christmas tree goes and what the holidays are going to look like. It's very warm and very inviting for sure. Great kitchen, and I love the spread. Love that backyard. It's got great fruit and vegetable kind of garden set up on the side of the house, which is enormous. Also a big 3-car garage. So great place for extra storage or having your workshop or whatever you're doing. Yep. Love that. And that low maintenance, drought kind of tolerant front yard is it's great. It looks breathtaking without any of the labor involved in it. So very cool.
Exactly. They have all kinds of really cool energy efficiency things as well with the house. They have an attic fan that kicks on when it gets too hot, blows all the hot air out of the attic, which in turn keeps the whole house cooler. It's got a great power purchase agreement solar system, which keeps your energy bills way low.
Way low. So, and I'm thinking to myself, if you're combining the value or the savings of that PPA, power price agreement on the solar system, and you had, for instance, a 2-1 buy down, you're literally saving $1,000 a month. What else what other situation could you have that makes something so affordable for you right now?
Yep. And with this recent price reduction, the sellers have also agreed to go ahead and add up to $15,000 credit towards the buyers that are coming in with a loan. It gives you lots and lots of options. Let's take a look real quick at the video walkthrough I did for Ryan. Take a look at this.
Great house.
Come on now. You got to rock out with music. That right there is a dedicated office.
Got those blinds that can raise or lower on either side, the bottom or the top.
Apparently I chose the long video.
Yep.
We got time. Flex room right there on the side there. That's what I'm talking about. No carpet whatsoever in the whole house. Everything is tile or that hardwood. Great room. We've got a dedicated dining room. Big skyline above it. All that natural light. Gorgeous. Look at that. Big giant, beautiful built-in bookshelf. I'll just go ahead and pause it there. We have this available to anybody who wants to take a deeper dive, or even better, just give us a call and we'll show it to you in person.
As nice as the video is.
What's that?
As nice as the video is, it's really good to go out there in person and walk around.
Absolutely. So, all right, well, that just about wraps up what we wanted to talk about today. It's gone a little longer than normal, but we're super thankful for Angel for popping in. And listen, if you're out there and you've been, scared by all the market changes, you got to really think outside the box a little bit. Utilize some of the advantages that are out there. 2-1 buy down, your mortgage insurance buy down. Negotiating with the sellers to give you a credit. Sellers are needing to be a little more realistic right now and be flexible with the offers that may be coming in. But they've got to get offers coming in. So if you're a buyer out there, don't be afraid. Call us.
And if you don't have a great buyer's agent with a lot of experience, give us a call. Honestly, we've got a great strategy. When we do work for buyers, we only work for a few buyers at any given time, but we reach out and befriend the listing agents, and we make sure we're doing everything possible to make the best offer for you.
Absolutely. So we will finish off here with a little outro commercial about us. And until next time, it's Adam and Noel with KF Home Sales Team and the RealtyLife Podcast. See you.
See you next time.